I have found an RCE or remote code execution and the stored XSS. A matter of fact, that stored XSS that led me to this remote code execution. You might be wondering how this is possible or how an XSS can get you to a remote code execution. Well, that's what I thought it's be interesting to make this video because I thought it's an interesting story. So if you're interested in that story, please click the like button, subscribe button, and let's just get into it. When I was hacking into one of my private bug bounty programs, so I was hacking this AI workflow. So if you don't know what is actually an AI workflow, so it was like a website with a chatting system inside it that you can actually talk with AI and it will generate you text, it will generate you code, and it will generate you, like, for example, pictures, and you can build some skills, you can build some automation, AI agents, etc. So when I was testing, or when I test these kind of application, usually what I used to do is basically try to test the chat system. So I try to do some prompt injection, but usually now prompt injection is not accepted by most of the bug bounty program. So I try to actually skip this part, and I try to pop like stored XSS into the chat. So basically, I tried to upload some SVG file, it failed. I tried to upload some HTML pages, it failed. So what I mean by SVG and HTML pages, so an SVG file with a malicious JavaScript inside it. So when you can upload it into this chat, it will actually pop up like an alert one, or maybe some like a malicious script that will steal a cookie or redirect the user, or maybe like erase all the page and show like a fake login page that steals their credentials through like autocomplete or some credit card credentials or whatever. So that was like the scenario or how I was thinking to break this application. So I always failed doing this process. So basically what I tried to do next, so I asked the AI to generate me some page or try to generate me some code. For example, I said, hello, generate me some code that will show hello world using an HTML page and preview it. And it did it. Basically it did it. Because if you try to tell it like, hello, like make me an XSS payload and run it, or make me a malicious SVG file, run it, it will say like, you are restricted, you cannot actually do this. So I try to tell the AI to just generate me a hello world using HTML and preview it. Like, that was harmless. Let me show you exactly how I went through this beta. So this is hackers.space, which is like a lab, or you can see this is a platform, like when you have multiple labs. We're gonna go through the platform. You can go directly to the expert level right here, and you can go to the next canvas. So basically I built this lab to just demonstrate or to just show you how I found this lab, or how I escalated this from like a normal XSS to an RCE. So you can go right here, we're gonna pop this lab right here. So we're gonna copy this link, I'm gonna copy it, come back and open it into Firefox so we can actually intercept requests and play with this request on the burp suite. So you can see right here what I said is basically make me a simple HTML page with an h1 tag and say hey test, and Python picture generator using turtle. So we're not going to talk about this because that was like an escalation for RCE. So I just said generate me an hey test and HTML preview. So that was simple, and my goal is to just modify this tool or modify this test into like malicious code, or modify it into like an XSS code, so or malicious JavaScript code. So when attack or when the victim actually opens this page, it will actually see our code and steal his cookie, or maybe do a fake login page to steal his credentials. So I was trying to modify the code, I was not able to modify it, but you can see right here we have edit page. So you can actually modify like some part of the page, for example HTML preview generated. So what I'm gonna do is modify this into Zach 0x01 right here, and I'm gonna like apply to element. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click save changes, and as you can see right here on the burp suite, we are actually making some requests. You can see right here we have a get request and a put request, and what actually interests me is a put request, because if you know about HTTP method, like a put request is the one who's gonna post something into the database, but a get request, we're gonna get something from it and not posting or editing something from the server. So I was looking only for put request, and when I was looking close, I noticed that's like HTTP request, and I'm gonna send this to a repeater, and as you can see right here, we're having this HTTP request. You can see the body of it. We have Explorer, and we have some ID, and we have file, and secret page HTML. And that was actually the deal for me. So when I see like a secret page HTML, I was thinking, okay, so can I actually modify secret HTML to something else? Or maybe can I modify it to secret.py and actually get a real like remote code execution or RCE or PHP file I can run it? So that was the case what I was trying to test. But let's just keep up with this page right here. So let's just say, for example, like always when I try to test my application, I look close into the parameters I have. For example, we can see right here, override is true. So maybe if it was false, you can modify it to true, etc. But that was exactly the application I was testing. That was how it was. So basically, we're gonna go right here, and here we're gonna try to like inject some our code. So for example, if we're gonna try to do, for example, let's just do image, a normal classic XSS payload, image source, let's just do source X on error, confirm 1, something like this, and let's just save this page right here. So if we're gonna click it, you can see we got 200 okay, we got a 500 bytes and secret page HTML, okay, true. So what we just did right here is something crucial. If you did not notice, we just overwrited the HTML code, because if you're going to ask the AI to add anything to the code, it will say you're restricted, you cannot actually do this. But if you come back right here into our page and try to just refresh the page, if we're going to refresh it, you can see we just popped up in XSS. That's a very amazing. So let's just go ahead and move on with our XSS. So basically here we're having nothing. So this is just like a self XSS. We're not doing anything special. So no one can actually see our XSS because this is in our account. But I found also a way to generate a stored XSS and actually deliver it into the victim. So let me show you exactly how. So usually when I see a preview and when I see something like an iframe, I usually do inspect element and I see what's inside. So let's just go right here and let's just select this page of the preview, and you can see right here we have a little iframe right here. If we're gonna copy it, I'm gonna copy, and you can see we just having a little path. For example, this one. Let me show it to you. That's one right here. So yeah, that's our path right here. So we're gonna copy the source and come back right here, modify the studio with this path. You can see it ends with a .html, and where we're gonna click it, you're gonna notice that we're having the preview, and now anyone with this link can actually see this XSS. So we're gonna click OK. You can see XSS. That was perfect. That was our XSS and how it's run. So now let's just move on how I came up with a remote code execution. So the next thing I noticed, so let's just come back into our page, click OK, and you can see right here it's generated this picture. So we'll just keep like reading through the script. You can see, and the Python picture generator using a turtle that creates an SVG saying your secret is XYZ, show the HTML preview when it's done. So what I mean by like a turtle, so basically turtle is a library inside Python. It's like it allows you to generate pictures, some drawings, and etc. So basically, if we're gonna go back into the files, you can see we're having 3 files. We're having a secret HTML, and that's our secret HTML. We can now modify it because I just found a bypass right here that allows us to bypass like the HTML body. So basically, the developer thought, okay, so he's just gonna modify the h1 tag, but if you just delete everything, you can modify the body of the HTML, and it was very easy. So we have an HTML tag, we have a Python picture generator, so this is our Python, like our Python script right here. So, and we have a secret SVG file. So this is SVG is generated by the Python picture generator. So basically this is just a lab, this is not really running, but that was how it was running in a real Word application. So I made a Python that when it runs, it generates me a picture with a secret inside it. You can see right here, this is a fake secret. For now, it's just a fake secret. You can see your secret is XYZ. But my thought is, if I am allowed to actually overwrite a code, so what I'm gonna do is very simple. You can see that I can copy this. I'm gonna copy this Python, that just do something like this. I just copy this file. Okay, we're gonna copy the file name of this one, and we're gonna come back to our first HTTP request. You can see right here, we can modify the secret page HTML to our Python code. And now what I did is I just copied this Python code and replaced it here on the body, because this is our body for the HTML file. So now what I did is I tried to run this, and it was also the same at 200 OK. But here's the trick. So if I try to upload a new Python file, when I ask the AI to run the Python again, it will say you just modified, or the Python file just got modified. It's malicious. We cannot do this. It's restricted. That it was like having some check before it's running it. But I noticed if I just like inject something inside the Python file, it will actually run and passes the check of the AI. So we're gonna try now to modify this Python script and make it run. We are gonna generate another SVG picture that is gonna be displayed onto our HTML, which is this one right here. So let's just come back into our burp suite and try to modify this into our malicious Python script. If we're gonna say import OS like with open etc password and show us the data. So basically what's this Python actually do? It's import OS, which allows you to like use the system of when it runs this application. Then we're gonna read an etc password from this server. So now we're gonna try to save it. And once we're saving it, this file, we just overwrite this Python. If we're gonna click Python, you can see this is our new code right here. So what I will be doing, I will just ask the AI to run this code for me. So here, what you can see that here, if we just type like run Python, it asks us which files you're gonna run, and I set the Python file. And it says running, and you can see right here it generated a picture with an etc password inside it. So basically, that was the vulnerability that I just discovered. So it was not just stop here. I followed like a little extra step. So what I did, I just got a reverse shell into my machine, and for my machine, it was like I discovered it was like Kubernetes sandbox. Then I tried to do like Kubernetes privilege escalation, and I got more escalation, found some API keys or AWS, etc. And yeah, that was basically it. Because if you know a little bit about teaming, you need to get compromised into the system, then you get a reverse shell, then from reverse shell you get like privilege escalation and prove you can actually do something inside this network. And I was having a root access, like you can see right here, we're having root. So we're having root access inside the machine, and we can run whatever command we want. And the most interesting thing, I was using just the free version of the application. So even if I get rate limited or my tokens are limited, I was still able to keep using the reverse shell from the machine. So it was like a free VPS, like it was like free server for me. I can run like 10 VPS, and it was like 6 gigs of RAM and a really good amount of CPU. So it was very good. And this is how I really got this XSS, stored XSS, from a self-stored XSS to a stored XSS URL that I can submit to the user. Then I move to this RCE from file overwrite and make the AI bypass the check system and actually run it. So if you want to access this lab that I just demonstrated right here, you can go into my community, which is hackers.space. You can just search on Google, or you can find the link on the description. You can go into hackers.space and join my background academy. We can read some courses. You can see web ethical hacking courses, and you can see we're having some labs from low, medium, hard, expert level. We have some leaderboard. You can compete with others. And also we have a chat system, like when you can actually talk with with me or other hackers too. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to click the like button and subscribe button. And if you like this kind of videos, please let me know in the comment section so I can make more of these videos. Well, see you in the next one.